some roams into the mid lane. Supports and junglers both hovering around here. It's going to be Zeyzal walking up first. Going to soak up some of that XP in the lane. And still contracts in Fog of War. Same can be said for Armeo and Isles. The Shock Blast will go out. They're looking onto Saint. Hits level 6. Spear rushes away as now the Hero's Entrance comes in. First blood secured for Zeyzal with the Ignite, and the taunt lands onto Armeo. It's the Rebels picking up 2.
Yeah, really, really nice setup. And again, this is what I wanted to see from Shopify. The path to a Shopify victory is this support jungle duo working better together than we kind of saw from them in week 1. So even though LYON was there to respond, it was a really nice response. And Zeyzal right there.
Down prior to this fight.
They see Saint come out of the brush now. It's going to be a fight for the scuttle. And Shopify have full priority around that, so they bully LYON away from the top river, get the Scuttle Crab. Now, will they start up the grubs? They do. Seems like that will keep LYON in the neighborhood. And looking at the summoner spells, TP is available on Dokla. It's not available for B-Boy, so there could be a numbers advantage for LYON if they really want to force it.
Also worth mentioning, Isles is 6 and Zeyzal is not, so they do have that support level advantage.
Flash out from Contracts as the engage comes in from Armeo, and he's just popped like a balloon. Shopify Rebellion say thanks for the free kill, but what an engage coming in from Isles. Taunt onto 3. Charm lands onto Zeyzal. Saint's trying to make some magic happen, but Berserker's the only damage as Saint's almost out of mana. Zinni and Fudge backing away. That Mystic Shot will not land. So LYON, they will trade kills on jungler 1 for 1.
Yeah, it is just a 1 for 1 at the end of the day. That was an incredible taunt. Look like a 3-man taunt flash there from Isles. Really well played by him, but they just don't have that much damage to actually follow it up. So they're not able to really, Zinni's going to be dealing some damage there as well.
Damage from Zeyzal. Yeah. But, hey, at least in that 1v1, he's going to feel much more secure. Is in that lane matchup as Fudge is heading topside. Dragon's been started up by LYON. Contracts and the rest of Shopify Rebellion are approaching from the bottom side here as Saint is controlling the approach from mid. Maybe just Shock Blast steal, and it does not look like Shopify want to go for it. So Dragon secure, that's the second Drake to LYON.
Yeah, that's really well done by LYON. Even from this deficit, they're able to get both of those. Armeo's low, but they want to fight.
Landed. They're just going to Cataclysm in. LYON want the fight. Here's Entrance will keep the carry alive for a little while. 1 for 1 trade so far. The knockup will land on the Saint, but he's spear rushing away. Zeyzal goes down, a double kill to Saint. Fudge TP'd in, has to flash away over the Dragon Pit wall, and Saint wants even more. Will land the charm, but not a lot of damage to follow up. Still 2 kills for LYON.
Yeah, LYON's starting to pull this game back pretty heavily in their favor. The gold lead doesn't really mean much of anything anymore. And Armeo probably knows this is a one-way trip, but he's just going to start it out for the team. Saint goes in, Berserker is there early, and B-Boy's getting pushed out by this TP, which makes things pretty difficult because the Ziggs can't really be involved. You can see he's over the back wall of that pit because Dokla zoned him out. Zoka comes in and then pushes window shopping.
I also make
I get first blooded. I miss cannons.
Azael, you've played enough with me to know the reason why. Shopify Rebellion currently have a tiny little gold lead, just a hint of one, but it's not enough anymore. They had about a 1,500 at one point. They've lost that. LYON are stacking the dragons, getting to the Herald faster here, and controlling the Rift from the mid-game onward right now.
Yeah, it does look like Shopify might want to try contesting this. At least poke from Fog.
Ooh, good poke right there. And now they're going to full engage onto Saint. The Hextech Ultimatum is used, plus the Ziggs Bomb, and the Ignite might be enough. He gets a shield, and Saint lives! The Triumph proc will heal him up, and he gets out of there.
Zinni with a pretty big mistake, though. Zinni just kind of walked into the middle of the play and tried to use his ult right in front of LYON and just got interrupted. If his ult went off, they would have killed off Saint for sure. So Zeyzal ends up giving his life, but the mistake from the positioning there of Zinni ends up meaning Saint lives.
Shopify Rebellion have half health for Fudge. That's a scary one, as he's the one that has to get through the front line. Dokla, if he finds an angle, that could be scary. But again, with no mobility abilities on Saint, it's going to be hard for the damage to actually follow up. Dragon's been started now. Dokla's going to walk it back, try and aggro it to the bottom side of the river. All members of Shopify on the top side of the river. LYON are looking for a front to back as Isles will now separate from the pack and potentially go for the flank. Opts to not and goes back towards the rest of the team. Saint will go for the charm through the Dragon Pit wall. Isles goes for the engage onto Zeyzal, taunt in as he just looks straight for Berserker. They got the AD carry and they got the team fight. Shopify Rebellion pull off the combo this time. And Dokla and Saint, the last 2 members from LYON to try and get away. Dokla will go down. Saint will escape for now, as he will limp back to the mid lane, but that is Dragon Soul denied and a team fight win, but Saint wants a little bit more! Goes on a rampage as he will outplay Zinni, dodging the charm, or the taunt rather, and is able to survive. So fancy feat from Saint, but still a win for Shopify Rebellion.
Yeah, I mean, Saint's Ahri is just kind of bonkers, right? It's one of his best champions. To make it a lot more dicey for LYON to check into this.
I'd also say Contracts is just doing a great job of hitting Shock Blast. Yeah. He's being so annoying for Berserker, and Berserker does have
Zeyzal just found a pick potentially here. Looking at Armeo, Hextech ultimatum to dodge the damage. Here's Entrance comes in, but they didn't even need it. Armeo's just out of there. Jungler pick, Shopify Rebellion get this dragon.
Yep, and...
Oh, the fight continues, though. Looks like LYON want more. Zinni still a little separated from the rest of the team. The Ziggs bombs are doing some damage here, but Dokla goes all out, gets the kill onto Zinni. Now Fudge is pushing out the rest of the members of LYON, while the dragon is still the focus for Shopify. It's a trade of kills, mid laner for jungler, but Shopify once again deny the soul.
Yeah, well done by Shopify. Again, it's just difficult for LYON to have enough damage. They think, okay, we can just burst down the Camille, but Armeo was already quite low when he went forward, and Saint goes in, but it didn't feel like Berserker was really able to follow up too much. It didn't feel like Dokla or Isles were really there. And if you pile in too much, then you can get screwed by the Galio ult.
Yep.
So they weren't able to finish him off. They lose their jungler, and that means they lose the dragon here once again. So Shopify with some pretty good setup.
Ooh, Saint going for the flash charm. I believe he's trying to predict something right there, as now Isles will go in with the Stand United. It's a 1-for-1 trade, as Zinni will go down. B-Boy still barely alive. Berserker once more, flashes in, double kill, making a triple to Berserker. That's a lot of gold going over to the 80 carry for LYON.
Berserker says, we are not done yet. Like, we can still make those plays. It looked pretty dicey with Zeyzal kind of coming in off the top ropes on there, but LYON were immediately ready to respond, and instant triple kill for Berserker. I feel like he always forces these plays and finds multi-kills off of them.
Yeah, he was able to find a pretty big play. I mean, this one was forced by Saint, though. Looking for the Charm Flash, he was predicting a flash from B-Boy. He thought, I go Charm Flash, he's going to flash towards the tower, so that is why he is missing by that much. It is a prediction, but B-Boy sees where the Charm is going, is able to, you know, kind of take that in, and doesn't use his flash, or doesn't flash into it, but Berserker makes up for it.
나이스. Yo, no flashing, Jason.
The old clap. I love it when teammates clap for you after your play. That's a good feeling right there. As these two players, man, Berserker and Saint have had a fantastic run, not only so far this summer, but all year here. You look at some of Saint's stats so far on this beautiful Riftbound-inspired stats card.
So he is going to be able to sustain through a lot more of this, and that early Shock Blast has pretty much been shrugged off.
It's already about 400 health he just got back right there from hitting the wave and then hitting Zinni. As speaking of Zinni, now half health walking in. Dragon has spawned. This is once again a soul fight for LYON. They did a great job stacking those early dragons. Can they get the reward of the Dragon Soul? Shopify Rebellion are going the approach from mid, as Zeyzal's actually jumping straight in onto Berserker. They're trying to full send out the 80 carry once again, and they get him once again. The Ignite taking him down. No, the shield from Stand United is enough. Berserker is alive, as Isles keeps his carry safe. Shopify Rebellion tried their hardest to get the AD carry down. LYON will find a 3-for-0 fight.
They threw everything at Berserker. Berserker still lived. Really great setup from LYON, sending Armeo to the Drake, forcing Shopify to come into them. Zeyzal saw the angle. I would love to see how much HP Berserker had.
Let's watch this one more time.
Before the shield comes in.
I mean, Berserker got incredibly low. Locket was there. Stand United was there. Exhaust was there. He full sends it onto him, but people aren't really able to get through and actually back him up. It is just the Ziggs ult. Fudge couldn't actually get in range. I wonder if Fudge could have played this fight more aggressively and just flashed in, because one more auto would have killed him. Fudge tried to slow play it and then got caught by the charm. Wasn't able to flash that either. And so that is definitely a tough fight, because, you know, if the Vayne flashes in, maybe gets taunted and dies, but at the same time, Berserker is dead instantly, and then maybe you can play the fight out from there. But the fact that Berserker did not die when you sent so many resources onto him and live with barely any HP, and then you get charmed without flashing anyway, is a bit of a disaster fight from Fudge and from Shopify.
Yeah, and now look at the map for LYON, right? They're already on Baron. Top wave was pushed in, had to be responded to. Mid wave was pushed in, had to be responded to. There's really no way outside of some sort of lucky poke that they would be able to contest that Baron. And the game is fully back in LYON's control.
And I kind of feel like, I mean, I don't think Berserker's actually going to go for it, but against a comp like this, okay, he did. Seekers. I was going to say, like, you just go towards Zonies here, and now there's no win conditions basically for Shopify, because you full send it like that onto Saint, he's just going to Zonias. Now you full send it onto Berserker, he's just going to Seekers. and that is kind of the end of your initial engage. So now you have to try to layer the CC and not just full send everything at once, but that is very, very difficult. He has a lot of sustain at this point, and they have a lot of damage with that Infernal Soul secured, with the Baron buff secured. So the job for Shopify just got way harder. They might have kind of just seen this game fall out of their grasp.
I mean, LYON did a great job getting those early 3 dragons and pressured
someone on one side, right? That was their hope there. But LYON were playing pretty respectful. They all stayed down towards bot. They didn't play through multiple lanes. They just pushed mid, went bot, took the tower there. And Berserker not easy to engage on now. Now if you full send it, again, you have to deal with the Seekers. You have to get that out of the way early. And then you have to be able to deal with the response that is going to be coming through from LYON. And now that they have eyes on everywhere Shopify is, you can see multiple members moving back and forth through the jungle. Isles and Armeo are just kind of bouncing between these lanes.
Looked like they were about to lose until they did get a really nice Vi engage from Contracts and were able to pull off that particular Galio composition. But it's so difficult the way that LYON are playing this out on the map, and especially since, as Azale already pointed out, it's just now near impossible to burst down Berserker like you would want to start off a fight. So you basically have to find an isolated target that you can kill, and
and getting picked yourself is not step number 1 for Shopify. LYON, with a nice charm from Saint, will take down the enemy support and have a numbers advantage.
It is step number 1 for LYON, though.
Exactly.
Now, the main engage tool there is gone. You know, Zinni's not going to be the one who can just kind of throw himself in first. He generally more wants to be that follow-up. So now LYON can press across the map here. They're not really that scared of getting engaged on. So Saint is pushing through bot. Berserker could be in some trouble.
Big damage onto Berserker. He uses the Seeker's Arm Guard early and is still chunked down by the Shock Blast. That will be Stand United, as now Dokla's the focus, and a shutdown to B-Boy means signs of life for the Rebellion. Huge chunk onto Berserker, puts LYON out of position, and Shopify capitalized.
Yeah, that was really, really well done. Berserker got a little bit too confident there, pushing forward, kind of walking up. I think should probably try to auto the tower, and seemed like he took some damage from Fudge. He obviously got smoked by B-Voy. Had to use the Seekers pretty early on there just to actually immune the Ziggs ult. So let's watch one more time how exactly this did happen, because I think he was just trying to siege. Shifts into tower range, gets satcheled back, taking full damage there from Fudge and B-Boy. Just a pretty big mistake from Berserker. Felt very confident because the Camille was dead. He does end up surviving, but it did mean that Dokla loses his life. And look how fast Dokla dives to this Vayne. I mean, the true damage just shreds you.
Guys, I expect spot.
That's a fair reaction to the shift.
Yep. Sometimes you just gotta laugh. You know, if your opponent gives it to you, you take it. And Berserker didn't want to use the flash there, so instead his top laner loses his life. This gives some breathing room for Shopify Rebellion, but they're still down gold. LYON still have the Dragon Soul. I think LYON are still in a really good position, but currently Shopify control the approach to the Elder Dragon, but in goes Saint. The charm on the top laner. Fudge is out of there. Here's entrance once again, stopped by Saint. Goes into the stasis. And now Berserker's just going forward. They got the damage for Zinni. Shopify Rebellion losing their fed Vayne will also most likely just lose the game right here. LYON have the wave mid, but said they're going to peel back for the Elder Dragon spawning in 2 seconds.
I mean, that is just huge. Again, Fudge dies without being able to flash. You know, multiple times now. Saint has caught him with the charm. I did say this is the only way he can really die. That's the only real threat onto him. But every time Saint is finding him and he's unable to react, just gets burst down again after getting caught by that charm. And now this will be Soul and Elder, and Berserker, he wants more.
Yeah, immediately gets the Elder buff, going for Zeyzal. Oh, the bird is enough. And Zeyzal dies. That's now 6k gold lead, plus the Dragon Soul, plus the Elder Dragon buff. Resets will come in for LYON, but you have to imagine this next push will spell the end of the game. Let's get another look at that from Saint's POV. Yeah,
Saint coming over the wall. He has a 6,000 individual gold lead at this point, and gets eyes onto Fudge. And this is from Fudge POV. Obviously, they do not have vision on him, and it's Charm Flash so hard to react to that. And Shopify just did not have the proper vision in the area, and Fudge was very far forward. Felt like he could get some damage down onto Armeo as he was walking in, but Saint makes him pay big time.
Yeah. I feel like both coaching staffs must be going through it in this game, to be honest.
We got to get Revan a helmet if he's smacking his chair like that.
Don't worry, those are comfy chairs.
Okay,
There's
fair
lots
enough.
of cushioning.
Fair enough.
Very ergonomic.
He's also got the great head of hair, too, to give him extra padding.
Another thing I liked from that fight was how TLAW was dealing with making sure that Contracts and B-Boy really couldn't participate as well on the very bottom side of it. Because again, you kind of have to spread apart the targets to make room for Saint. And I think in some of these team fights, LYON have done a really excellent job of that.
They have. And I mean, you know, this is kind of like two sides of the same coin. If Fudge dies, TLAW is not under threat from anyone, right? If Fudge is free hitting on TLAW dies instantly. But as soon as Fudge is dead, TLAW's just going to run at your carries and create infinite space for Saint and Berserker. There's no other threat. No one can deal with him. It's going to take forever for a Ziggs or a Jace to actually kill him off. So here goes.
Oh, Saint with another masterclass solo kill under the top turret. They're just styling on him at this point. I mean, the work's been done. Yeah, this is a ridiculous carry performance from Saint as Fudge will try for the outplay, is able to dodge away from Armeo, still knocked up by the hero's entrance. Berserker goes into the stasis as Armeo is diving under the turret into the GA. Saint still alive, Berserker still alive. This is still the end of the game, but Shopify are at least making him work for it for a little while longer. Armeo now joins the team on a rampage here, as 4 will fall from the Rebellion. It's only Contracts left alive. LYON can walk in the Baron-empowered waves and close it out. GG, LYON will take game number 1. Do they want to die for it? Do they want to go for it? They have the Elder buff. Shut down onto Armeo, trying to get Contracts. Oh, the Elder is expired, but Berserker gets the double and the ace for a game 1 win.
I mean, LYON may have won, but Contracts just solo killed Armeo there, so Jungle did. Oh, man, that has got to be one of the biggest individual gold leads I've ever seen. That was 8,000 gold by the end of the game there for Saint. Monster RE game from him.
It's joining Silas as one of those champions you just like cannot let him have. He is, spoiler, my player of the game. I'm curious to see who the Lounge has as theirs.
That makes him the player of the game.
Yeah, we're aligned.
Yep.
Well voted, Emily.
Thanks.
Well
Good job, Emily.
voted. An applause to Emily for that take.
Azael and Kangas, your vote doesn't matter.
Yeah, I don't want to hear it.
Yep.
Emily got hers in first. She's joined the team.
Yeah,
Everybody
we have
else.
majority. We've done it.